All right, recording has started, and this is the April 4th, 2023 Rook community meeting. So let's get started with our milestone checkups as we appear to have a 1.10 patch release that is planned for today. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. And we talked about it a little bit, I think, in the last community meeting. There wasn't any major things that were driving it. It was more of a, I think the typical cadence sort of thing. But Travis, do you want to get us caught up on this release that's planned?
Yeah, I think we're at 4 or 5 weeks now since the last 1.10 release. So I think it's just, there are a few fixes in the branch that would just be good to get out. I think in the last meeting I mentioned that I needed to clean up this board, and I still need to do that. But I think, yeah, those things will just move out of 1.10 and on to 1.11 now to focus our future development. So after we get this release out, potentially there could be another release in another month or two for the 1.10 branch, but we'll have to see what gets backported because most effort now is on the 1.11.
Got it. So we will make conscious decisions about things that we include in 1.11 and then deciding if we want to backport those as well to 1.10. Yep. All right, let's move on to 1.11 then. So let's first look at the patch release that I think we did on the day of the last community meeting. I think it was maybe later that afternoon, perhaps.
Yeah, later that day.
Yeah. Okay, but anything we want to call out here?
That was so long ago, right, Jared? I can't remember
that. 2 whole weeks.
Yeah, just the cadence biweekly release is where we're at now with 1.11. Yeah, so I think today we'll be ready for 1.11.3.
Yeah, so let's look at the board then for that.
The one in the blocking release column, I'd say I haven't seen much more report of that, so I don't think it's actually a blocker, just trying to get it investigated soon. I haven't seen a response from Yvonne yet on this recently, so I need to ping him. But yeah, we'll go ahead with the release.
Okay, so yeah, we don't have enough of a pressing either, I guess, data or occurrences of this to continue holding the release today. Go ahead and just get the latest 1.11 patch out anyways.
Right.
Okay, that's fair. Was this, you opened this, Travis, was this something that was first found in the CI or from your own testing? Or
I found it in my own Minikube testing.
Oh, okay.
And then somebody else did see it in the 1.11 release. So yeah, and there is a workaround, so that's not real critical.
But it is still quite annoying.
Yeah.
I like that candid assessments. That does help triage for sure. Okay, so then that so the expectation then is that 1.11.3 will proceed today. Anything else then that we need to wrap up, but then before running that release, or everything? I don't see anything that's in review still.
Right, there are a couple actually I probably should add to the board. The board has a terrible habit of getting out of date, but there are a couple of PRs by Louis Koo that are really almost done, just waiting for updating the commit message type of thing. So just due to time zone differences, it may be nice just to wait for those 2 fixes and then release tomorrow if nobody's urgently looking for the 1.3 release today. So I guess, is anybody waiting for the 1.3 release today? Otherwise, I think tomorrow would be nice to just wait for those 2 fixes.
And so do you want to get those then on the board, Travis, so we have some more visibility on those ones as well?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, let me update the notes here. right, let's look at the board one more time here. Anybody else here on the call want to bring up things that are in the 1.11 patch release timeframe? Oh, this one flew in. Oh, nice little animations there.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, those are the two I was thinking of.
Okay.
Be nice, not that they're real blockers, but it would be nice to include in the release.
Yeah, I guess there's one note. I just merged this small incoming NFS PR. So this NFS Ganesha, or like the newest releases of NFS Ganesha, have a metric exporter now built in them, and this enables that. So this is just the backport PR to 1.11 that's in progress, and that would be nice since it's already in flight.
And Blaine, did you say that it's a backport PR? So had that already been merged into the master branch and done there?
Yeah, I did that this morning. I can
okay. So
original link to that as well.
So probably not a whole lot of discussion and back and forth and comments then that would be accompanying a backport PR.
Right. Yeah, I just thought it was worth mentioning that the backport is just undergoing the like integration tests right now.
Cool. That sounds reasonable to me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any other notes on 1.11? Travis, do we have a 1.12 section here in the notes?
Not yet. How about next meeting we talk about that?
All right, sounds good.
I mean, the reality is that 1.12 hasn't had much thought into it yet since we've been just stabilizing 1.11 and getting ready for KubeCon. And anyway, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's totally reasonable. Totally reasonable. All right, then we will 1.12. We'll discuss early planning next meeting, or maybe I guess in person at KubeCon Amsterdam too. Okay. Alrighty. Any milestone related topics and roadmap topics before we move on to the community section? All right.
Sounds good.
Let's move on to the community topics section then. And yeah, so gosh, this was after the last community meeting? There was so much, I guess so. Oh my gosh. Time flies when when important sites are down. So yeah, so Alexander, thank you very much for that creative idea to get up a simple static page for slack.rook.io that simply serves a redirect to the official Slack invite link that I think you saw that as well. I mentioned it to you that I completely stole that idea, and then you reused that in the Crossplane project as well. I also made some folks aware of it in the upstream Slack-in repo because there had been some traction on a issue up there of oh my gosh, Slack-in no longer works. What's going on? So I pointed people at that solution as well to get a little bit more relief to people out there that were freaking out. So yeah, great idea, Alexander. And then I have not talked to Alvaro recently then since we, essentially got put the fire out. Does anybody have an update from him about a more permanent solution or?
Yeah, I think he wrote on Slack that he is working on, providing fixes or like fixing it up to the latest version is what I understood.
I think late last week was his last update that I saw, that he's got the APIs mostly implemented and just putting the final touches on it. So there's hope to get it working.
Yep.
And now he's doing that with with Slack-in, right? And he's updating that. He's not moving to a newer solution than that.
Well, it sounds like he has to rewrite a lot of it. So I don't know how much he's basing it on Slack-in or starting something new. I haven't seen it yet, but
Cool. We had done a little bit of discussion around this and around like the crossplane Slack as well. So crossplane Slack ideas discussion for long-term fixes. Yeah, so that's you can take a look at that and see if there's some things that are maybe we could use there also. The Calico, I think of most notable is that the Calico folks, another CNCF CNI project, good people over there. They said that they just upgraded to Slack-in extended, which is a fork, I guess, of the original Slack-in, and I believe is further maintained. Yes, 2 days ago was the latest commit, so it's things are actually happening on this project. And they mentioned that let's put this back on the screen. They mentioned that they just basically in place, just like changed the repo to point to Slack-in extended and use the same config, etc. And they were up and running with a maintained solution again in like 30 minutes. So that could be a good solution here that has community backing or a bit of a community around it, so that we don't have to further take on maintenance responsibilities for the old Slack-in. So I would consider that, at least that it seemed like they had a great experience with that. So maybe we could play around with that as well, instead of digging into Slack-in and not having more support from outside of just one person working on it.
Right. So that's a medvev. What is that for?
I have no idea.
Extended.
That is a good question. I'm not sure if that's a organization or no. It looks like it's a individual
person. Okay.
Yeah, which also then does put that same sort of risk of if this one person doesn't care anymore, then it goes away. But yeah, something to consider. But like as far as I know, though, the solution that Alexander put into place is working great, and is nice. Alexander, quick question for you then. Is the invitation link that you're using, I think that one is set to not expire time-wise, but it will be subjected, right, to like the 400 invitations limit, I think. Do you know of a way, I could not figure this out, do you know of a way to tell or to tell how many have been used or how many are left? I cannot figure that out.
I couldn't either.
No, not really. I think at least how I would currently, or I think as I kind of proposed when we talked about this initially, is really just to, just also have like a mechanism that once a day asks the Slack API to give it a new invite URL, and then just plop it into the index HTML via like GitHub Actions or something.
Right.
But like at least I would currently say that Slack-in extended sounds better, but it's like, yeah, like I don't know necessarily how much, for example, like the Google Capture and everything that's kind of around it, around this, sending an invitation to someone for the Slack is really needed, to put like that. So it's more of the question on like how much time would we want to invest into like making this redirect site more fancy versus potentially, as you pointed out, just changing the project to Slack-in extended or something.
Yeah.
And I think, to be honest, still Slack-in extended might be the better choices. Like in the end, right now, what is there is it's literally 10 lines of the hardest programming language, as we all know, HTML. Just redirecting people to
no CSS even.
No CSS, yeah. So yeah, well.
Yeah, definitely. But Jared, did you have a chat somewhere with Alvaro? You could point that out, or we could ping him with that link to the Slack-in extended.
Yeah, no, I have not chatted with him in a little bit after the fire got put out. I have not talked with him again since then.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll try.
If there's an ongoing thread or more recent thread with him on the Rook Slack, then yeah, if you can point me to that, or just drop this suggestion in there so he's aware of it, then that sounds good to me.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Not to undo his hard work though. It is
Right.
an admirable effort, for sure.
I'll just ask him if
Okay.
he's seen that or if he's getting stuck, if we should consider that or whatever.
Yeah. And then also, if we do get to a point where, or a place where we want to, because I have turned off the Heroku dinos or Dino, I guess it's a singular one for the Rook Slack-in instance. So if we want to update that, and we'll have to turn it back on and get the certificate going again and all that sort of stuff. So do let me know if we're going to pursue that route, because I will get that up up and going again.
Yep. Okay. Sure.
But it's off right now. Okay, cool. So yeah, thanks again, Alexander, for a creative solution that got us going back up and the same day again. So that was really, really helpful, man.
No problem. My HTML knowledge has been able to help you.
All right, and then KubeCon Amsterdam. So yeah, the 2 weeks from now is I think that's the 0-day co-located event day for Amsterdam. So basically in 2 weeks here, we will be in KubeCon or at KubeCon in Amsterdam. So it looks like folks that will be delivering the Rook maintainer track talk have already gotten started on the slides. Do you want to give us an update on that, everybody? Looks like a bunch of you all are on the call, actually.
Yeah, so we've got a panel format. Since there are 4 speakers, they wanted a panel format. So what we're going to do is we're going to have sort of like a question and answer with backed with slides. So we'll ask a question, then one of us will answer it and kind of make it a back and forth, hopefully make it a little more interesting than just a normal presentation from where one person takes a chunk of the slides at a time. Anyway, so back and forth, I think it'll be good. We've got that draft. We just, we're working through it. So.
All right, cool. Keeping it fresh there. Uh-oh, I have scrolled off the thing. All right, cool. Yeah, that'll be great. And what's the time slot for that again? Which day is it?
It was Wednesday.
Oh, nice. That's a good,
pretty early.
good
I don't remember the time exactly.
Good, early in the conference, then get people, when they still have energy and
Exactly.
excitement, and then start discussions going for the rest of the week. That's a good time slot.
Yeah, much different than the last day of the last hour of the conference where everybody's going home and tired.
That's what we've got for Crossplane this time. It's like 4 p.m.
Really?
on Friday. Yeah, I was
Oh
like,
man.
But we're hosting a Contrib Fest session that's on Wednesday though, so that's early in the conference, and we'll need people's energy for that to be on laptops and doing things as opposed to passively watching.
Yeah, nice.
All right, cool. Well, then that's everything that we had written down in the agenda. Do folks have more agenda items they wanted to bring up that were not here in the doc? Okay. Alrighty then. So I guess we can go ahead and adjourn, and then I'm looking forward to seeing the folks that are fortunate enough to be in Amsterdam. I'm looking forward to catching up with all of you and hanging out a bit, and it will be good to see you in person again.
Yep, definitely.
All right.
Thanks everyone.
Take care, everybody. Good to see y'all.
See ya.
Okay, bye.
Bye.